There's something interesting that happens as people get older. You start noticing it in your parents, your grandparents, or even strangers. They say what they think. They wear what they want. They stop trying to impress everyone. And at first, it might even seem surprising. Because when you're younger, a huge part of your life is shaped by one quiet fear. What will people think? But older people, somewhere along the way, they let that fear go. And the question is, why? Part 1. They realize how much time was wasted worrying. Most people spend decades trying to fit into expectations, looking successful, saying the right thing, avoiding judgment. You hesitate to start something new because you're afraid of looking foolish. You stay quiet in conversations because you don't want to say the wrong thing. You postpone things you care about because someone might criticize you. But as people get older, something becomes painfully clear. Most of that worry never mattered. The people whose opinions once felt so important, they moved on with their lives. They were busy thinking about their own problems, their own fears, their own insecurities. And suddenly, you realize you spent years worrying about people who weren't even thinking about you. That realization alone can be incredibly freeing. Part 2. Life teaches you what actually matters. When you're younger, approval feels like survival. You want to be liked, you want to fit in, you want to feel accepted. But life slowly shifts your priorities. You experience stress, you go through failures, you deal with loss. You realize time is not unlimited. And those experiences change your perspective. You stop asking, do people approve of me? And you start asking, is this meaningful to me? Older people often focus more on peace, relationships, and authenticity, not appearances, not impressing strangers. Because after enough years, you learn something simple but powerful. Trying to please everyone is exhausting and impossible. Part 3. They've already survived judgment. Another reason older people care less about opinions is simple. They've already been judged for their career choices, for their mistakes, for their parenting, for their lifestyle. And guess what? They survived it. When you go through enough criticism, rejection, or failure, you start realizing something important. Judgment doesn't destroy you. It just passes. The fear you once had loses its power. You start understanding that people will always have opinions, no matter what you do. If you succeed, some people will criticize. If you fail, some people will criticize. If you stay quiet, people judge. If you speak up, people judge. So eventually, many older people reach a simple conclusion. If judgment is unavoidable, you might as well live honestly. Part 5. Energy becomes more valuable. When you're younger, you often spend energy proving yourself, working longer hours just to impress people, comparing your life to others, trying to look successful even when you're exhausted inside. But as people age, energy becomes something they protect. They start asking, is this worth my mental energy? Is arguing online worth it? Is worrying about strangers' opinions worth it? Is pretending to be someone else worth it? Most of the time, the answer becomes no. So they simplify. They protect their peace. They focus on things that actually bring value to their life: family, health, meaningful experiences. And suddenly, outside opinions start feeling small. Part 5. They realize that authenticity attracts the right people. One final reason older people stop caring so much about judgment is this: they realize authenticity works better. When you constantly try to please everyone, people don't really see the real you. You become careful, filtered, safe. But when people stop trying to impress everyone, something interesting happens. The right people start showing up. The ones who appreciate honesty, the ones who respect real conversations, the ones who accept imperfections. And that kind of connection is much more valuable than surface-level approval. Older people often learn that being real attracts better relationships than trying to be perfect. Ending, or takeaway. So why do older people stop caring what others think? Because life slowly teaches them a few powerful lessons. Most opinions don't matter. Time is limited. Judgment is unavoidable. And authenticity is far more peaceful than pretending. But here's the thing. You don't have to wait until you're 60 or 70 to learn these lessons. You can start now. Speak a little more honestly. Try something even if you might fail. Stop postponing things just because someone might judge you. Because the truth is, the sooner you stop living for everyone else's approval, the sooner you start living your own life. So tonight, ask yourself one simple question. What would I do differently if I cared a little less about what people think? And maybe start with just one small step.